everybody. Welcome back to UrbanPop Podcast. It's so good to be back here today, and it's so good to be out here talking to you all once again. Today, we are looking at advocacy and experience sharing. We have lots of people that are doing wonderful work out there. They are making impact. They are changing lives. They are changing stories. And one of such person is with me in the studio today. I remain Alabi Tawa Molara. And just like I said, we are looking at advocacy and experience sharing. And today I have with me in the house a powerhouse. I call her powerhouse because this is someone that I have been working closely with in the past couple of months. And I can attest to the fact that she is indeed a powerhouse. So she's a global shaper, a community advocate. She's an adolescent health advocate. She's a microbiologist and a powerful project manager, my very own team lead. Please join me and welcome Oluwayemisi Fagboro to walk around them, get things done, and still give yourself a thumbs up.
I have to do. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but like I said, I'm privileged to do this. But coming into the impact space, one thing I've not told you, I was an event coordinator. Okay. So a friend of mine owned an event company.
So we are adding event coordinators
to yes. I used to coordinate events. So event management, event coordination has been a part of me. Okay. The organization is 8 years now, over 8 years, if not 10. And I've been there since day one. So I've learned to manage events. And when it comes to event, you know you're managing people.
Of course.
So this project, I manage people, I manage resources, majorly I manage time. So there is a lot to do, but when it comes to managing people, it's a whole lot of, because we have
different people with
different mindsets and different. So the major challenge that I face as a team lead will come from management of people. You know, but what I do, I always prepare myself that this will happen. So I always plan for plan B. So I'm not caught unaware. Yes, I'm always caught up. I'm always caught up
You're
fresh.
Always there.
so I'm not caught unaware. Managing people can be from logistics. Imagine you want to travel next week to a school and you had planned with the driver that this is when we are going, and the driver comes with a different plan. So
and you are looking like what is happening.
So you just have to plan and do something. So there's always alternative, plan B. I always go with plan in case one fails, we move. And people will be like, why are you doing? I know what I'm doing. So I have to get a plan B for managing people. And also when I talk about managing people, when you talk about the team members, there's also plan B. There's also plan B, because a team member can look at you and say, they might not even communicate to you that I will not be available. Some might not communicate. So there's always plan B. I have like many volunteers, like volunteer here, volunteer there. I can always reach out to, and they will come. So people management is the major challenge, but I always have plan B for that. That's the major challenge.
Beautiful. Being an event planner and event manager has quite equipped you with the skills needed to. So that is why you are being referred to as the powerful project manager. Because, you know, it's something I've experienced, and I've seen how you were able to maneuver situations, handle people, and still get things done without like just straining too much to say you want to do this. So that's a big plus for you. So I applaud you for that.
Thank you so much.
Okay, now, so we're still on the safe space for you know, we've talked about the experiences and the challenges. Now, what do you see as the impacts of this project exactly? You know, it is not enough to say we're going to schools, we're talking to girls, we're educating them, we're sensitizing them. And at the end of the day, you cannot say, okay, out of this project, this is exactly something tangible that we've been able to like lay our hands on. Or if anybody should ask you, what exactly are you getting in return from all this? Like, what is the impact from this project? So can you please share a little out of that with us?
Okay. In the social impact space, we do a lot of numbers. You know, you say, in the social impact space, we often do numbers. Okay, our metrics is we impacted 2,000 girls, but these girls are lives. They are human beings that have. So for me, what is the impact of this project? beyond the workshop is a changed mindset. A changed mindset, a mind shift. And for them to see that if these people can do it, a template of change, if these people can do it, I can also do it. Because, some of them, like I said, they've not seen things like this before. We know that menstruation and female health education is often spoken about, but briefly in biology, integrated science and the likes, but it's not in depth like we do. So like I mentioned, I said that Safe Space for Her is about menstrual hygiene, female health education, leadership skills, sustainable education, so that they can also be global citizens. You can be in Iludu and be aware of what is happening in America. And I think one of the curriculum for the workshop is about how to be a global citizen. And they are being told that a global citizen asks questions. A global citizen is aware. A global citizen gives solutions. Yes, to be curious. So these are things that we are leaving them with beyond the metric. The metric is fine, but beyond the metric, this is what we are leaving them with: a changed mindset. So they can also be a solution giver, a solution provider in their community.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Most times when you see young girls in communities like the urban cities like Ilorin here, you tend to have this kind of mindset about them. Then you go to all these rural communities and you see young girls and you feel like they should know these things, or they should be aware of these things, and you are shocked that they will just be looking at you like Kilonso. You get it. So I especially love the fact that this project, you are also going into all those rural communities to talk to the girls, to engage them, to sensitize them, to help them see life more like outside of their own confinement of their communities and their societies. So now, safe space for her, safe space for her. Thank you for that. On a lighter note, Ilorin Global Shapers would pay us for for the safe space for our okay. So now let's talk about Yemisi Fagboro herself. I know that before you led the safe space for our project, you must have engaged in some activities or projects by yourself or in collaboration with other organizations or individuals. So do you want to share that with us? Have you championed any project before, personally as a person, that you feel like, yes, I did this, and you can give thumbs up to yourself for it?
Okay. Yemisi is a let me say, when it comes to projects, when it comes to what I've done, people say I'm hardworking, but my body, they tell me. So I know. so I know. All right. So for projects that I've done, I just recently entered the social impact space.
Okay.
But I've done some things. The first one was outside Global Shapers. Now, I did, with Global Shapers, I did the Alabi project where we went around the civic education to educate people on their civic rights and responsibilities. To shock you that people just think that after voting, which is 4 years interval, that's all to your civic rights. So we're able to tell them things they can do, how they can hold their representatives accountable. Yes, they just feel like I don't count. No, you do count. So things like that, I was able to do that, and that propelled me into another space. Because I usually tell people that whatever you are doing,
you do it well.
Do it well, because
people are watching.
People are watching. Yes, people are watching. And beyond people watching, ensure that you are able to satisfy yourself that, yes, I did well. You can talk to yourself that, yes, I did well. In the absence of anyone, you can pat yourself and say, yeah, girl, you did well.
You did well.
So that civic education propelled me to do community sensitization and engagement for human papillomavirus vaccination. That was 2024. HPV. So I was selected in Kwara State as a youth individual under direct consulting logistics in Abuja in conjunction with IVAC. So, and I had 9 other people under me that I selected to work with me. It was a great project, and that was the first time, aside planning events, aside coordinating event. That was the first time that I'll lead a project and bring into practice everything I've learned, I've accumulated, I've acquired over the years. So I was able to lead the team. There's a team of 9, and they were distributed in 3s. You know, people with different mindset, like I said, but this time around I didn't have plan B. So I just had
to. So you only went in with plan A.
Plan A. I had to deal with them. I had to work with them. Plan B is not always very good because you need people to do the work. But when it comes to volunteer, you know what it is with people. But this particular set of people, they were in with me and we had to do the work. It was a beautiful session, challenging. We went through it. Very challenging session. But we went through it. I did a rally in Kwara State. That was my first time. And I was able to do it well. From feedbacks, yes, I knew it was a good one. I also did sensitization in schools. We went to different schools, at least, if I'm not mistaken, 40 schools in Ilorin South. And we went to churches, went to mosques, went to hotspots, went to the gatekeepers, the alangwas, the mogajis. We went there. It was my first time.
A big one.
Yes, it was a big one for me. It was my first time doing all of that. I had my fears. Can you do this? Are you sure? But I just want to say, I want to thank God for the strength though and the wisdom to carry on all of that. But it was my first time. I did it with my strength, all the knowledge I had, and we're able to pull through. And from the experience, from the report, I knew that we did well in Ilorin South.
That's beautiful. That's a big one. Getting all these gatekeepers, the alangwas, the mogajis, because I personally know what it takes to actually get involved with those people. And for you, pulling it off, with going to schools, the rally, the everything, of course, that was a big one. So let's go back to when you were in school now.
Okay.
As a microbiologist, if someone had told you when you were in like maybe 200 or 300 level that let me see, hey, after school you are going to be leading projects or going to communities, you are going to be doing lots of talking, lots of team management, monitoring and all that, what would be your response? Like after school, what was that ideal future you looked at, you fashioned out for yourself before actually stepping into that world?
Okay. So, like I said, when I was in 300 level, I didn't even know what I wanted to do. I was in microbiology class. I fell in love with science. I love science, but I don't want to be a medical doctor. I found that I don't like some courses. Okay. So, going to 400 level, I started seeing my lecturers. That's why I said I'm excited about what we are doing in Safe Space for Her, because these girls are seeing us as a template. So, I started seeing my lecturers, Professor Kolawole, Professor Mojasol. I started seeing them. Professor Ahmed, I was seeing them that they're doing so well. I love the way they will come to class and teach us effortlessly. They will deliver their lectures and they were doing so well. So I felt lecturing. It was resounding lecturing. It was resounding lecturing.
Professor Oluwayemisi on the blog.
It was resounding lecturing. I wanted to lecture. By all means, I wanted to lecture because I'd seen templates. I've seen the templates in my lecturers that they were doing well. And I didn't know that it might not be lecturing. I just wanted to impact. That should have been the label. But lecturing came first to me and I saw it. Oh, yes, this is beautiful. It's a way of impacting because you talk to thousands of students year in, year out, and whatever you tell them, whatever they see from you, stick to them. You are impacting them like that. You're also impacting them. So if anyone had told me that I was going to come into social impact space, I would have said no. But lecturing is also something I need in the social impact space. So now I'm excited that I can still use my lecturing skills, the teaching skills in the impact space. But if I'd known about this before, I would have said no. I said no. Is that classroom?
Have you ever thought of, as a microbiologist, these people that all mix chemicals and stuff like that. Have you ever just looked at yourself and just envisioned yourself in a lab and you are mixing chemicals and you are just there, just doing your thing?
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do. I just go to the lab, check for microorganisms present in the food, write publications, do research. But now, this is it now. All of those things are beautiful. Lecturing, research, they are beautiful. But to what end? You know, I said I wanted to make impact. I wrote something on my status a few days ago that you do 50 publications in food preservation, and the market woman that sells food stuff to you knows nothing about it. You've not made any impact. You've not made any impact. So I tell people that I want to bridge the gap between research and community. Bridge the gap between science and the community, because my mentor will always say that the research you are doing in the lab, that the community, a commoner, a layman, does not have the benefit, does not understand it. That's not research. That's not research.
It's not adding any.
It's not adding any impact. So even if it's very little, ensure that whatever you are doing, that's why what you are doing is beautiful. Whatever you want to do in the backspace, anywhere, but ensure that it is impacting a life. For instance, now everybody wants to do masters now. If you're doing masters at this level for sciences and it's not ending up with a product, a service that can change life, you've just wasted a lot of money doing research. I did fish preservation in my masters. Beyond publication, patent, and all of that, I sell fish. I sell smoke dried fish. I have a business registered where I sell fish. So bringing whatever you are doing in the lab to life, impact gong. That's the cocoa. That's the main thing. Let's bring it to life. Whatever you are doing, let it affect someone. Let it change someone's life beyond just teaching, research, going to the bank, and all of that. Without impact.
Well, that is beautiful. I am very sure you all love what you've listened to over the past 20 minutes. I still have Yemisi right there with me in the studio. And on a final note, Yemisi, I would want you to say something to the young girls. Should I use that word? Young ladies that are watching, that are listening to you. Just say something to them like you want to advise your younger sister, or you want to advise your younger self back then when you were in the 300 level and you do not even know what exactly it is you want to do.
Okay. What I would say to my younger self was find yourself early. Find yourself early. Find that purpose early. And you can't find it outside God. You can't find it outside God. So find your purpose early. It will save you time. It will save you error. To save you some mistakes. You will not do this and do that and do that and start trying. Find yourself early and don't say that you cannot do it. Put yourself out. Even if you don't have the full picture of it, start. And whatever is entrusted into your hands to do, even if it is air making, even if it is cleaning of floor, do it with the whole of your heart. Not because people are watching you, so to say, but because that experience, that attribute, that value that you are put into something little, when you have a bigger platform, you will do more. That's
beautiful. What I would say. Thank you so much, Yemisi. It's so beautiful having you on our seats today. And trust me, I've learned quite a lot, and I'm very sure people out there would have learned a lot from you and enjoyed yourself today on another episode of UrbanPop Podcast. I remain Alabi until I come your way next time. Bye-bye.